Could you state your name?
Tyler James Robinson.
It has been 4 months since conservative activist Charlie Kirk was shot and killed at an event in Utah.
Next, I want to turn to address media coverage in place.
When the first courtroom footage of Tyler Robinson began spreading across social media, it didn't just capture attention. It triggered a reaction that few expected but many couldn't ignore. In a room filled with tension, surrounded by armed security and legal officials, the 22-year-old sat quietly between his attorneys, dressed in a formal shirt and tie, appearing composed in a way that some found unsettling. But it was a moment, just a few seconds, where he appeared to smile, possibly even exchange a light comment with his legal team, that turned this ordinary court appearance into a viral phenomenon. Within hours, that clip was everywhere. People paused it, replayed it, analyzed it, and most importantly, judged it. For many, that expression became symbolic, interpreted as a lack of remorse, a sign of indifference, or even something darker. But others questioned whether it was fair to draw such strong conclusions from such a limited glimpse. And that divide, between assumption and reality, is exactly where this story begins. To understand why that moment carried so much weight, you must go back to the incident that brought Tyler Robinson into the spotlight. According to law enforcement authorities, he is accused in connection with the fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk, a public figure known for his outspoken views and strong presence in political and social discussions. The alleged incident took place at Utah Valley University, a location that until that day had no reason to expect such violence. What began as a normal environment quickly turned into a scene of confusion and panic. Witness accounts described a sudden escalation, people unsure of what was happening at first, followed by the realization that something serious, something irreversible, had occurred. Authorities state that the suspect allegedly carried out the shooting and then fled the scene in a way that only added to the shock of the situation. Reports suggest that he escaped by moving quickly away from the immediate area, possibly using surrounding terrain to avoid immediate capture. This triggered a coordinated response from multiple law enforcement agencies, including local police and federal authorities. The search that followed was intense, stretching over nearly 48 hours, with officers combing through areas, tracking movements, and narrowing down possibilities. As the search continued, media coverage expanded, turning what was already a serious case into a national story. Eventually, Robinson surrendered to authorities as law enforcement pressure increased, bringing the manhunt to an end, but leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. By the time of his first in-person court appearance, the case had already evolved beyond a single incident. It had become a focal point for discussions about violence, influence, and the role of information in shaping public perception. Security at the courthouse reflected this heightened attention. Streets were closed, access was restricted, and Robinson was transported under heavy guard, surrounded by multiple law enforcement vehicles. Inside, the presence of tactical personnel added to the seriousness of the environment, making it clear that this was not a routine case. Every detail, from the controlled camera angles to the restrictions on what could be shown, was carefully managed to ensure the integrity of the legal process. And yet, despite all that structure and control, it was still that one moment, the smile, that dominated the conversation. Observers in the courtroom noted that Robinson appeared calm, at times even relaxed, engaging briefly with his attorneys. But what does that really mean? In high-stress situations, people react in unpredictable ways. Some shut down completely. Others appear detached. And in some cases, individuals may display expressions that don't align with what others expect to see. Without full context, it becomes difficult to determine whether such behavior reflects genuine emotion, coping mechanisms, or something else entirely. But in the age of viral media, context often comes second to interpretation. At the same time, another side of the story was unfolding quietly inside the same room. Robinson's family was present, including his parents and sibling. Reports from journalists described his mother as visibly emotional, struggling to process the situation as it unfolded before her. It was a reminder that cases like this extend far beyond the individuals directly involved. They ripple outward, affecting families, communities, and countless lives connected in ways that aren't always visible on screen. On the other side, the family of Charlie Kirk has also begun to speak publicly, addressing both their loss and the broader reactions to the case. His widow, Erica, expressed deep pain not only over the incident itself but also over certain responses online that appeared to lack empathy, highlighting how quickly serious events can be reduced to moments of reaction rather than understanding. As more details began to circulate, attention turned toward possible background factors, including online activity allegedly linked to the suspect. Reports mention discussions about digital platforms, including a so-called Discord presence, where certain statements or interactions may have taken place. However, these elements remain part of an ongoing investigation, and it is important to approach them with caution. In high-profile cases, early reports can often be incomplete, misunderstood, or taken out of context, and investigators typically take time to verify digital evidence before drawing conclusions. Still, the possibility of online influence has sparked wider conversations about how digital spaces can shape perspectives, reinforce beliefs, and in some cases, contribute to real-world actions. Public figures and commentators have also weighed in, offering opinions about the potential role of online radicalization. Some have suggested that exposure to certain types of content may influence individuals in ways that are not immediately visible, while others argue that responsibility ultimately lies with the individual, regardless of external influences. These discussions, while important, often unfold in parallel with the legal process rather than as part of it, meaning they reflect interpretation rather than confirmed findings. The court hearing itself was procedural, focusing on decisions related to media access and trial coverage. In cases that attract significant public attention, courts must carefully manage how information is shared, balancing the public's right to know with the defendant's right to a fair trial. Too much exposure can risk influencing potential jurors, while too little can lead to speculation filling the gaps. It's a delicate balance, and one that becomes even more challenging when viral moments shape public opinion before evidence is fully presented. And that brings us back to the core issue, the power of perception. In today's world, a single image or short clip can define how millions of people view a case. But perception is not always reality. A smile can mean many things depending on context, mindset, and interpretation. It can be a nervous reaction, a moment of distraction, or something else entirely. But once that image spreads, it becomes part of the narrative, shaping opinions that may be difficult to change later, even if new information emerges. As of now, Tyler Robinson remains an accused individual. The legal process is still ongoing, and the outcome will depend on evidence, testimony, and judicial review, not on viral clips or public reaction. Investigators will continue to examine every aspect of the case, from physical evidence to digital activity, building a clearer picture of what happened and why. And as that process unfolds, more details are likely to emerge, some confirming existing narratives, others potentially challenging them. Because at its core, this case is not just about a moment in a courtroom. It's about a serious allegation, a life that was lost, and a system designed to determine truth through careful examination rather than immediate judgment. It's about the difference between what we see and what we understand. And in a world where information moves faster than ever before, that difference has never been more important.